Hey everyone, Attorney Scott Kalish here. Today I want to talk to you about how to avoid being thrown out of your house while your case or while your divorce case is pending. So this is a question that comes up from time to time. People want to know, hey, if I file for divorce, am I going to be thrown out of my house before the case is before the case is finalized? And the concern there is pretty obvious. People may not have enough income or don't want to spend the money, running or paying for two different households at the same time before the case is finalized. So today I want to walk you through sort of the legal scenarios that can happen where the judge can step in and say, hey, one person has to leave. So the first one is pretty obvious. It's when there are facts or allegations that rise to the level of, hey, we need to implement a restraining order or an injunction against someone. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about domestic violence, sexual abuse, stalking, things like that. If that's the case, then a judge can absolutely step in and order one person leave the house. Okay. So the second way, the lesser known way, is if there are children involved. Now, if there are children involved and a judge determines that it's not in the best interest of the kids that the parties remain living together, then he or she is probably going to order one person to leave. Now, what sort of facts is a judge going to look to? Well, if there's constant fighting so bad that it's affecting the kids negatively, like psychologically, or maybe they're doing extremely poor in school, or having any other negative sort of effects from constant fighting and bitterness between the parents in the house, then a judge could step in and say, hey, one person has to leave, while the case is pending. So that's the second way. The even lesser known way is when there aren't any children involved and it's just the spouses living together, and there's either, again, violence or a very real threat of violence, or even extreme verbal abuse or psychological abuse, where a judge is going to say, hey, both parties cannot live together while this case is pending. Then a judge could grant either party's motion for temporary exclusive use of the marital residence, at least until the case is finalized. And if you guys own the home, a judge is going to determine ultimately, who gets the home at the end of the case, or if it's going to be sold, and you guys are going to split the proceeds, right? So that's essentially how it works. I'm in Florida. That's how to avoid, being thrown out of your house. Keep things low key. No fighting, no violence, certainly. And that's it. So if you guys have any questions regarding, how to avoid being thrown out of your house while your case is pending, or about divorce in general, give me a call. I'd be happy to help you. Thank you and have a great day.